Congress has been successful in polarizing the anti-BJP vote this time. Haryana, for all practical matters, is likely to see a bipolarization. People voted for JJP because they wanted to defeat the BJP candidate, and then JJP joined the BJP. Now that is advantage Congress, and Congress is the BJP's main opposition in the center and the state. I do not really see these votes going back to the regional parties all over again. Whatever the Congress is scoring, it has a big chunk of or a huge chunk of credit that has to with the leadership of Uttas. In the name of Modi, you get the mandate, but you take them for granted. People do not like that. Winning from Tripura to getting power in Haryana, but at the same time, after getting into that power, to hold on to power, to maintain that power, they diluted the brand equity of party with the difference.
Hi, you're watching The Times of India. I'm Aditi Prasad, and with me is Yashwant Deshmukh. Of course, needs no introduction. The founder director of Seawater, one of the most prominent polling agencies in the country. Yashwant, welcome to the show. Yet another round of elections, yet another set of exit poll data. Crucial because it is the first set of elections after the 2024 general election, which of course left BJP with a reduced majority and the India Alliance, of course, in a much more stronger position. Let's move focus, for lack of time, Yashwant, to Haryana. Projected seat share that Seawater is giving is Congress 50 to 58, BJP 20 to 28, others 10 to 16. What's the big story that's coming out?
Well, the biggest story is, Aditi, that it's a sheer anti-incumbent verdict. 10 years in a row, BJP was there. And they were kind of bullying the mandate by virtue of Prime Minister popularity, because for everything bad that was happening, there was Prime Minister's popularity to conceal and plaster over it. While in the last 10 years, every MOTN, the chief minister's ranking when we used to give the Haryana leadership was always in the bottom 5. Always. Yeah. So it had a problem in the making. It was just the Prime Minister's popularity and the anti-Jat leadership sentiment that was helping BJP, to keep everything in check. But 10 years is a way too long time now. I mean, it's a routine, proper anti-incumbency sentiment that was building up. Congress was unable to benefit out of it till now because of the regional parties, kind of working JJP and INLD, fragmenting the opposition mandate. But this time, they have gone for a meltdown. All the regional parties have gone for a meltdown. And it's the complete anti-incumbency emotion that has shifted to the Congress as the viable, winnable alternative. JJP has gone a complete meltdown. INLD is also in the meltdown stage. They are unlikely to win more than 5 seats over there. Maybe at best 5, but they will be out of the zone of power equationing. But so the worst case scenario, Aditi, for the Congress is a simple majority.
What your data is showing me is that despite 10 years of anti-incumbency, BJP has not lost its vote share. Its vote share remains intact.
So it's like Delhi, Aditi, where BJP's base mark is about 35-36% vote. So BJP has arrived in Haryana. They have certainly taken into a certain section of the vote, which is anti-Congress, anti-Jat politics vote, urban vote, and like that, which is roughly about 35-36%. But that alone is not going to yield them a majority mark as far as the seats are concerned. And Congress has been successful in polarizing the anti-BJP vote this time. So they are going to be benefited. So Haryana, for all practical matters, is likely to see a bipolarization. Say, for example, 5 years back, the votes polled by the BJP and Congress together were only about 60% in Haryana. Right now, our numbers are showing that they are together going to poll more than 80%. So from the 40% footprint, the regional parties are less than 20% footprint of vote share right now. So that delivers the bipolarization of the state into the next level. Haryana is now another state which will be in a long term treated as a Congress versus BJP state, just like Himachal or Uttarakhand. Haryana is now added to that.
Right. So from a multipolar fight, it has become a bipolar fight. I'll come to that in about the end of, so to speak, the virtual ending of the JGP as a factor. But I just want to talk about the BJP for one more minute and say that in hindsight, and hindsight is easy. There was a hung assembly in 2019. BJP, JJP joined hands to form the government. Manohar Lal Khattar became the chief minister. Dushyant Chautala became his deputy. That alliance continued for 4.5 years. 6 months ago, BJP said, okay, we'll dissolve, we'll replace Khattar with this Tayab Singh Saini as CM. JJP was shown the door. Do you think that strategy of the BJP backfired? Should they have let status quo be?
I think what backfired for the BJP was the fact that they could not do any assessment of non-performing MPs and MLAs. What backfired for them was the import of outsiders to the party. Look at Ashok Tawar, of all doing all everything. He went back 2 hours after campaigning to the BJP. He was joining the
Yeah,
Congress.
it was crazy. He was in one
Yeah,
BJP rally, and then a couple of hours later, you saw him going
exactly.
into a Rahul
What
Gandhi
was
rally.
crazier was that during the Lok Sabha elections, Aditi, out of 10 candidates, 6 candidates were outsider, non-BJP. So when you do these kind of things, disregarding the karkartas and workers' sentiment, and holding the tamtama of party with the difference, when you are giving parole after parole every time when you have an electoral requirement of Ram Rahim and Tera Sacha Sauda, uh, it seems like a master stroke, but it is not. You created a party with a narrative of being a party with a difference for really long time, that we are not in favor of criminals, we are not in favor of corrupt people. So it's all interrelated. While all politics is local, but if you give parole to a rape convict in Haryana, that will have its impact in Maharashtra. If you do a tie-up with the corrupt leader, which you yourself said thousands of crores of corruption with Ajit Pawar, and make him a deputy CM, that will have its impact in Haryana. What I'm simply trying to say, every time any master stroke done for a local politics and local Faide ka Sauda, BJP forgot that in its connected word, they are diluting the brand equity of the BJP of being party with a difference. And that is where it is hitting them hard. You remember that when we did the last MOTN, we asked the people, particularly the BJP supporters, why do they think that BJP's performance was not as per expectation, in the assembly election? And a big number of them said that it is due to the import of over reliance on the outsiders rather than the insiders. A big chunk,
Yeah,
majority of them. So I think what BJP has done is diluting the. Yes, I understand the real politics did take them to number one positioning in multiple states. Winning from Tripura to getting power in Haryana. But at the same time, after getting into that power, to hold on to power, to maintain that power, they diluted the brand equity of party with a difference. And that is hurting them. I think they will have to redraw their equationing again after all these losses.
if the exit polls predictions come true, then it would be a shocker even for the JJP, which had a dream debut just 5 years ago. So
Well,
clearly,
of course, because the JJP's mandate,
all
Aditi,
legitimate.
JJP's mandate was anti-BJP. Please try to understand.
Yeah,
BJP, the people voted for JJP because they wanted to defeat the BJP candidate, and then JJP joined the
yeah.
BJP. So they insulted the mandate. All said and done, they insulted the mandate. So people accept everything but insult of mandate. That's how it is. So I think JJP's meltdown or INLD's also not so good revival. INLD was hoping that when the JJP is meltdown of JJP will revive the INLD. Both are the same family members. You
Right.
remember,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
from Tau Devilal's thing. But
Right.
that did not happen. JJP's meltdown actually helped the Congress. INLD did not revive. And that is what has paved way for a complete bipolarization of the state now for significant time in the future.
vote share of others, as per the exit polls data, has gone down by almost 17%, and
Exactly.
advantage Congress.
Exactly, and now that is advantage Congress, and Congress is the BJP's main opposition in the center and the state. I do not really see these votes going back to the regional parties all over again. At some point of time, then there is after a few years when there is enough anti-incumbency against the Congress, then these voters are more likely to switch over to the BJP in a routine anti-incumbency sentiment rather than going into the smaller fragmented parties, regional parties.
So Haryana, going forward, you're predicting has become a bipolar state.
It will be pretty much like Uttarakhand or Himachal. I mean, they are all in the vicinity, as we know. Bipolarity in Delhi is also induced between AAP and the BJP. And AAP and the Congress had to come together again. The BJP, still BJP managed to win 7-0 in Delhi in Lok Sabha elections. So that kind of bipolarity is induced, and I think Haryana will remain that way.
So is that your big takeaway from the Haryana exit polls? Bipolar, BJP is there. BJP has made its inroads into that state, there to stay. The other parties, based on whatever opportunity politics, people have completely sort of rejected that, and it's become again a BJP versus Congress fight in Haryana going
Yes,
forward
with
from here
just
on.
one angle to add, whatever the Congress is scoring, it has a big chunk of or a huge chunk of credit that has to with the leadership of Hoodas.
I doubt they'll
That
do that this time around. I
Yeah,
mean, given
so
the
that would be a dampener because the mandate is for Hooda. The mandate is not for any other Congress leader. So I think Congress keeps the basics very clear, even though central leadership would like to keep the Hoodas in their reign. That is understandable. So a lot will also depend on what kind of numbers Congress actually manages to get. If the Congress manages to get only about 45 to 50 seats, then Hooda would be very, very firmly gripped in the
yeah.
power. But if the Congress manages to go way past 60, 65 and touches 70, then the central leadership will become more powerful and more assertive because they will have the elbow room to dictate Mr. Hooda how to go about things.
Yes, but then it's as you pointed out, this is clearly a victory which is based primarily on Huda's popularity.
Of
So
course, yes.
any sort of
Yeah.
adventure that the High Command, Congress High Command does, I don't think they will. But then who knows? If the numbers hold true and the exit poll data holds true, what is the message that is being sent for the Maharashtra polls?
I think the message that is going loud and clear, not just for Maharashtra, but every other poll that is coming by, that people do not like to be taken for granted. You know, you do the narrative of double engine, and in the name of Modi, you get the mandate, but you take them for granted. People do not like that. If you get a mandate in the name of Mr. Modi for assembly elections, then you have to give leadership which is equally powerful at the state level and working and delivering the governance at the state level, like you have seen in Assam and Uttar Pradesh. Then the double engine matters, where the chief minister is powerful and good and popular and doing something in governance.
The single largest party for the Congress.
Possible.
So
I'm not saying it's impossible. It's very much possible. After looking into the Lok Sabha election results detailed, yes, the psephologist in me was kind of not surprised, but I would say hats off kind of thing that okay, when you have a branded party, a party which has a presence across, and then in the mandates of defaults, whenever there is an alternative, even if it is a faceless identity, if the brand of the party is strong, then the party do get the mandates.
we have to wait for the results on 8th for Jammu and Kashmir
Yeah,
and for Haryana and see how the exit poll data
exactly.
holds. But Yashwant,
Exactly.
hoping to meet you again on the 8th and trying to understand how it all fared for you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.